When I looked over the list of folks who had received this award, the first three I noticed were George and I, and E.T. Dunlap, and Scotty Salmon. When I saw all three of those people listed, I knew how special this award was. I was scheduled to go to Oklahoma A&M, now OSU, on a baseball and football scholarship. The coach saw me that summer, and I pulled a leg muscle that night, and he thought I was injury prone. Thusly, I was told, why don't you go to a junior college this year? I'll pick you up next year. That's fine with me. I didn't want to go up there anyway because freshmen couldn't play. My dad and E.T. Dunlap were good friends, and I ended up at Eastern. That's where I met Harriet. And now Harriet and I have been married, believe it or not, 56 years and 2 months. You don't find that very often in this world, but boy, the time at Eastern was a great time, a wonderful time, but that's the most magnificent thing that happened to me there. I always wanted to be a professional baseball player. I was one of those 1 in 14,000 who actually got the chance. I was signed by the Cincinnati Reds, and about halfway through spring training and into the season, they found out, strange thing about me, I couldn't hit the curveball. So if I were to live life over again, I'd learn to hit a curveball. So that stopped my professional baseball career, but it was a great time, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Harriet went to the dentist and came home. Strange story. We owed about $105, and I didn't know how I was going to pay it. And I, just out of the clear blue, said, I ought to be a dentist. It stuck. I came home to practice dentistry, but I couldn't take the board right then. I was sent to a state school to work, and that state school sent me to New York City for a continuing education course. While there, I met a person who was to become my dearest, best, longest friend. At the urging of my dear friend, I enlisted in the Army Reserve. I moved up in the career and became a commander over the time and had several different commands. At age 45, I was privileged to be promoted to full colonel, which was a little bit early, and retired after 20 years in the military. All the time I had acted a little bit at the Oklahoma Theater Center. I'd done some things there and enjoyed it, but not much. Life got in the way of that. I wrote myself a bucket list, and the film wasn't out yet. I didn't know it was a bucket list, but one of the things I put on it was I want to get back into voiceovers that I'd done a little bit of before I went to dental school. And that is where I am now, is actively involved in my own studio and voiceovers. And most recently, I've gone back to the stage locally because one of my mentors in voiceovers has insisted I be with her because she's directing it. Being named as a special alumnus is most exciting for me, and I accept it with a warm heart and a thank you.